What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Gaming with the Bros Cast, episode 233. My name is Harrison. I am joined by my brother Nick. As always, Nick, how are you doing, buddy?
Doing great, man. It's a super rainy Monday. It's been raining all day, but that's all right.
Yeah, we both live over in the East Coast of North Carolina, so we're getting the aftermath tropical storm, I guess now of the hurricane. So yeah, just a ton of rain. Which, you know what, I like rainy days every once in a while. I like a good rainy week. So
yeah, we need it every once in a while.
Yeah.
It's been too nice here lately. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Yeah, we got to get
too much.
It's been too nice here. But I think it's supposed to stop like Thursday, so then like the weekend will be pretty good. So
yeah.
But this episode, we are going to be doing a spoiler cast for Astro Bot. I know it's kind of a crazy thing to say because there's not really much story involved in this game, but we're going to be specifically talking about our favorite levels, the character levels and stuff like that. We'll announce that here in a little bit when we start that, so it gives you guys time. If you haven't played through it, what are you doing here? It's in the title. I don't know, but we're also going to talk about some news stuff, some Switch 2 rumors, leaks, whatever you want to call it. Heating up. Seems legitimate now. Where it wasn't so much, a few months ago. But yeah, we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But Nick, before we dive into what we've been playing, how was your week?
It was good. Yeah, it's some interesting stuff at work going on right now. So I'm just working through that kind of stuff, and then got an international driver's license or driving permit this weekend for Italy, since I'll be driving a little bit when we go to Italy in October.
Yeah.
And really just driving from like right outside of the city of Florence to Tuscany, which is should be a lot easier than actually driving within a city. So but I needed to get an international driver's license, driving permit. Very easy. I went to AAA and got it within 10 minutes. Like, it was like,
I feel like it shouldn't be anything that's too complicated. I don't think. I mean, if you've already got a passport, you've already got a driver's license. I mean,
right.
I
just expected it to take so much longer than it actually did. And
I mean, other than just being on the opposite side of the road, I mean, I don't feel like driving.
And it's not even that. I think Italy is.
Oh, is Italy the same side? Okay.
Yeah. That's what I was told. But I don't know.
You'll find out.
If there's any oncoming traffic, I'll find out.
I'm sure you'll be called a dumb American if you go over there and you're driving on the wrong side of the road. What's this tourist guy doing? But yeah, we got an exciting show. Oh, your week, how was it? Were you done? I'm sorry.
That was the only thing I did. No.
That was the only thing.
It was good. And then Sunday, some friends who just had a baby, they came in and they stayed with us Sunday night. So we got dinner with them and a bunch of other friends Sunday night, and there were 7 kids and 10 adults.
They all
which is crazy. House? No. We were just out at dinner together.
Oh,
but it was just crazy. Like, all of our friends have 1, 2, or 3 kids. Like, they're just going for it, man. A lot of kids.
Cranking them out.
Yeah. But it's fun.
Yeah, we didn't really do much this week. Kellen did have a birthday party that I took him to on Saturday at some like little jungle gym, jumpy house kind of thing. There was like 4 other birthday parties going on at the same time. There was so many kids. Like, I love my kids, but I don't know. I enjoy kids to a certain degree, but yeah, when there's a million kids going on, it's a lot.
And I was a lot of them. Yeah.
And I was sitting there, because they had like chairs and like couches and stuff for like the parents. And I was sitting there, and there was this the people at the birthday party. They were sitting beside me on the other couch, And all of a sudden, these two kids are like running. They're like one's running from each other, and they meet up at the mom, and then they start wailing on each other, like fist fighting, like grabbing hair and stuff like that. Two little boys.
Oh God!
And I guess the parents knew each other. And I don't know if they were family because they were just like whatever. And then like I was like, someone needs their butt whooped big time. So, man,
yeah.
I'll be damned if Kellen acts like that at a birthday party. So
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, and they didn't even like discipline him. They just like and whatever. Like I don't care. Like do what you want with your own kid. I have, if it doesn't involve my kid, I don't care. Do your own thing. But I was just like, wow. So, anyways, so yeah, it was a good week. Nick, I think are you frozen? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Sorry,
Okay.
I just switched Wi-Fi's.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So yeah, it was a good week.
Nice.
Played some games here and there, but I've been watching. I watched like so much football on Sunday. Got that.
Are you doing fantasy this year?
No, not fantasy. I attempt to do it, but I was like, nah, I'll just wait for next year. Which I'm glad I didn't because I mean everybody's apparently getting hurt right now. Like Chris McCaffrey would have been my first pick if I did do fantasy, and he's out for maybe the season, and we don't quite know yet.
Yeah, that's crazy. I had him last year, and he was a killer.
Yeah. I mean, when he's healthy, he's incredible. But that's the problem. He's just always got some sort of lingering calf issue. Mm-hmm. But yeah, a lot of people getting hurt this year, which is unfortunate. But that's the way of football. I mean, like, sorry for the football talk, but like. I watched the Thursday Miami game with Tua and him getting his like third or fourth concussion now. Like, it's like, dude, should he retire? I don't know.
That's way too many.
Yeah, or at least like he should be the front runner to be wearing the Guardian caps that are in the league. Because some players are wearing them. Like they all wear them. Like I think during practice and preseason and stuff. But a lot of them don't wear it in regular games, I guess, because they don't
where it really matters.
Too goofy. I mean, they do look a little bit goofy, but like, come on, like, if you're prone to getting concussions, like, you should definitely be forced to wear it.
I 100% believe that goofiness, like, I think safety always comes before goofiness. Yeah, in my opinion. Like, I've skateboarded for 25 years, always worn a helmet.
Yeah,
and like
back recently, you wear knee pads and stuff now.
That was because it was required for that specific skate park.
Oh, gotcha.
But I probably should. But I mean, back when I made like YouTube videos, people would comment about it all the time. Like, why are you wearing a helmet? Why are you wearing a helmet? And like, I can't think of how many times I've like landed, like hit the back of my head.
Yeah,
or would have hit the back of my head if I had been wearing a helmet. Like,
I mean, if you're casually riding a bike or something, like, okay, like totally, like whatever, you don't now if you're dirt biking or something or BMX, wear a helmet. But like if you're just riding your bike around the neighborhood, don't want to wear a helmet. I mean, I never did when I was a kid. Like that's totally fine. But skateboarding is so much different because I mean, you can literally, I mean, you've broken several bones skateboarding, and it's just you don't know when it's going to happen. You could be doing the most simplest of tricks. Yeah, and you fall and bust your head.
You could hit a pebble and fall and crack your skull. I mean, it can happen.
I'm all for, and maybe just because this, and I think it's just an older thing. Like once you get to a certain age, like you're like, okay, yeah, I got to start taking care of my body a little bit more than being absolutely reckless. Same thing with like, I mean, there's people I know growing up, like, when we started driving, like they would never wear seatbelts. I'm like, you're just so stupid. Like,
and they think they're so cool too.
So cool. Like, it's like, no, you are the epitome of like stupid. Like,
what's cool? Not flying through a windshield.
Like, yeah, I'd rather
not to get too negative at the beginning of this, but
I mean, like it's like on the headstone, died in a car accident, but looks so cool doing it. You know what I mean? It's like, come on. It's like, anyways, but yeah, take care of everybody's. Just take care of everybody's. But let's dive into what we've been playing, Nick, and we'll end with Astro Bot, and dive into the spoilers for that. But you have finished the Castlevania collection.
I have. And before I get into that, I want to address
Okay.
the elephant in the room. I still need to play Black Myth, and I'm actively wanting to play it every time I sit down to play PS5. But then Astro Bot just comes in, man.
Astro Bot's good.
Yeah, it's really good. It's a short game. Like I knew I could power through it and then get back to Black Myth. So that's what I'm going to do.
No, I definitely, I would probably be the same way. I think Black Myth just came out at a perfect time for me because there was really nothing else that I really wanted to play. Aside from like Emio, but that's been kind of like a end of the night, laying in bed type of game.
Yeah.
But yeah, Astro Bot, it's so easy just to knock out a couple of levels or spend 5 hours playing it because it's that fun. But no. Yeah. Once you get back into Black Myth and you start getting out of chapter 1, I think you'll. Oh,
I think so too.
Yeah,
I really do. Yeah, so I finished the Castlevania collection. The last game was Portrait of Ruin. It's the second game on the DS collection. This one has the 2 characters that you play as and swap between. I mean, this game's great, man. All of the DS games are pretty phenomenal. And
yeah,
I think my ranking is Dawn of Sorrow, Order of Ecclesia, and then Dawn of Sorrow, Portrait of Ruin, Order of Ecclesia. And that's just like based off of how open they are. Like Dawn of Sorrow is the most open game out of the 3, and then Portrait of Ruins, like you're playing through a castle, but you're also going into these portraits and playing like more siloed levels. And then Order of Ecclesia is just like points on a map that you go to, so it's very siloed. So I finished all 3 of those, and then I've started Aria of Sorrow, which is one of the GBA games. And I'm like an hour and a half into that one, and that one is equally as good as the other 3. Having a great time with it. I'll probably burn out at some point on all of these Castlevania games.
I'm surprised you got through the trilogy and now you're on to another one
too. Yeah, I'm surprised I was able to like burn through all these so quickly. But I'm having a great time. I mean, they all play pretty similarly, but yeah, I love them, man. I really do.
It's almost like Metroidvanias are like top tier just types of games. They're just
it's crazy.
That damn good.
Everyone should just make Metroidvanias.
Yeah.
But Harrison, tell me about Emio. Have you finished it?
I did. Yeah, I did finish it. The plot twist, I saw it coming a mile away.
Okay.
So I don't know if maybe people that played this don't. Again, we talked about it last week and just being kind of desensitized with certain things in the media. But yeah, I saw the plot coming like a mile away, which is unfortunate because I really thought the story was kind of picking up, and then it just kind of I think there's 12 chapters, so I was getting through chapter 11. I was starting to figure out some backstory of some characters that were missing, and then all of a sudden it was chapter 12, final chapter, and then you were into the thick of it. But that being said, I still really enjoyed the story. There is a epilogue that I have not completed, and it's going to go into the background of the killer, because they really don't. I'm not going to spoil anything, but they don't really go into the background too much. Like, who the person is going into the final sequence of the game, and you get a little bits of plot, but you don't really understand the motive of why he's killing these people. So
he or she.
Sorry, he or she. But yeah, so it's like that was a little frustrating, and then the credits rolled, and then like the detective agency person, like the main guy, was like, "Hey, call me when you can. We got to discuss something further." And it's going to go into the, I guess, the backstory of why this person is doing the killing. So I'm excited to get into that because I feel like that was a huge plot point that just wasn't addressed. So, and I was really bummed when the credits rolled, and then I got the epilogue thing. I was like, okay, cool. So
nice.
Excited to dive into that. I like these types of games. I don't think this is something that I can do back to back, like one after the other, because they are very slow paced. And like I said before, sometimes when you're in these conversations, like you're literally just at some point just trying to click through the options and trying to figure out the right ones.
Doing the right sequence, yeah.
Yeah, and even at the end, like there was one like towards the very end, you meet up with this character, and it's an old man, and I don't know if he has like some sort of dementia or something like that, but he was very confusing to understand, which is the whole point of it. But you're just going through, you're just still going through the same motions of trying to figure out what to click, the right thing to click to keep the dialogue going. And he just keeps repeating himself over and over again. And it was a little bit annoying, but other than that, I don't have any issues with the game.
Okay, so
I think
would you want another like Famicom Detective Club game? Are you looking to play the previous games in the franchise? Like,
all right, well, we are back. Technical difficulties aside, I think we thought it was the storm, but no, I think it's just the recording software we were using. So I'd already planned on switching it in the future anyways. So we are giving it a good old test run right now. So
yeah, he's way ahead of us.
Yeah, so hopefully the quality is on par with what we were using before. Hopefully it's even better. But we were talking about, I was just kind of wrapping up on MEO. I think the game is really good. It's different from any game that I've played before. I think to answer your question about playing, I don't know if I'm going to go back and play the old ones. I mean, maybe if they were to put them on the Switch, I may.
Well, they are.
Are they on the Switch? Okay, maybe they're.
Yeah.
Okay.
Came out in 2021, I think.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, then, yeah, maybe I'll go back and check them out at some point. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Excited to see the play the epilogue and see how the story concludes. Get a little backstory. But yeah, it's good.
Nice.
I'll bring it to you so you can.
I'm glad you liked it. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Alrighty-o. Shall we dive into this Astro Bot review / spoiler cast?
Let's do it. So yeah, we are officially talking about Astro Bot, and we are going to be spoiling the levels. So keep that in mind. All right. Well, Nick. So how did you feel about this game overall after we both platinum it, by the way?
Yeah, platinumed it, all the levels, all the bots, all that stuff. I thought it was excellent. I thought it nailed everything it set out to do. And one of my favorite things about games like this, and this is very evocative of a Nintendo game where every action has a reaction.
Yeah.
Where whether you're hitting a tree, whether you're bouncing on something, whether you're hitting an enemy, it all has like a very satisfying reaction. And that just kind of like, it's a testament to the level of polish.
Yeah, exactly.
In a game like this. And, that's something that you don't see in, a lot of like open world games, right? Because those worlds are so vast, they're so expansive that, you can't have everything react to your character. But with a game that's, very focused, 10-hour experience like this, a platformer, level based, like it gives the developers an opportunity to really hone in on each level. And I think, for the most part, like every level I played was fun. Like they were all really great. I don't think I had a negative experience with any of them. And, that's not something I can say with a lot of like platformers when I think about it. So yeah, I loved it.
Every level felt really unique. Even when they came back and started kind of reusing some of the power-ups that you get, like the jetpack you get, like the boost, the little what's the little cactus thing, the things that you punch with,
fists, like the frog fists or whatever they are.
Because they started reusing some of those pretty quickly, and I was like, oh, is it going to like kind of run out of ideas? But no, they just kind of reuse them and use them in like unique ways and stuff like that. But yeah, I honestly think that this is, and it doesn't sound like this game is selling super well in Europe. We don't exactly know the numbers yet in the US. But I think this is the definitive PlayStation 5 experience. Everywhere from just obviously the history of PlayStation. And if you don't care about that stuff, which I'm on on the edge. Like I grew up with
Yeah, I'm like
PlayStation,
more or less. Yeah.
but I mean, if I've seen some people say this game is kind of up the PlayStation's ass with with all the history and the controllers and stuff like that. And I can see that, and if that stuff bothers you, which I don't really see why it would, I can see that may be a little bit of an issue because I mean it literally just all is PlayStation stuff. But I mean that's what Astro Bot is. But yeah, and then like I think this is like my favorite, and there really hasn't been a lot, but the best use of the haptic feedback and stuff like that, the controllers, like I mean anything from like when there's like a bunch of different balls and stuff on the ground, like just doing the spin attack, you can feel every single one. Like it, it's so cool.
And just all those particle effects and just having like 1,000 things on screen at once is just something they didn't have to do.
Yeah,
but they did it, and it's awesome.
And
like
the frame
so cool.
rate never drops or anything like that. So it just always
not once.
Yeah, and like you said, just everything being reactive, like everything has. You're not gonna get like a coin or something from everything, like maybe like you would in like a Mario or something like that. And even in Mario, you don't always get something, but it definitely feels like. I mean, if this was to come out on a Nintendo, Switch or something like that, it would fit right in. And maybe like I don't know. I feel like they should put this on the Switch, even though it's like it's a PlayStation only thing. There, it's very dedicated to PlayStation, so maybe that wouldn't make sense to put it out on another platform, even to like PC. But it fits right in with like that Nintendo, that Nintendo polish. That being said, I love the movement in this game. I think it feels really good. I still think I prefer Mario over. I still think Mario is just the highest tier of platforming. I mean, Odyssey is like, I mean, God, like Odyssey is. I mean, that's a 7-year-old game at this point, 2017. But my God, is that game just incredible with its movement? And that I game never really, I never really felt like I didn't need the movement. There was some of the couple of the challenging levels, the challenge levels where I was like, man, I could use like a double flip, like a double jump or something like that. But not it didn't like ruin the game for me or anything like that. But I was just like, yeah, maybe Mario takes it up a notch with the movement. But I think Astro Bot does a great job with what it's given.
Yeah. And I think there are like little things too, like the Astro Bot has like a little clamber, if you're right on the edge of something like that, that's really cool. Like there were some elements to Astro Bot's moveset that are really interesting. I do think Mario Odyssey is the peak of like 3D platformer movement. But that being said, I think the way this game is designed, like you don't really need that extended level of movement. Maybe outside of some of the like you said, the challenges, but even those, like just having the hover ability, like that's enough to get by. And speaking of those levels specifically, like those were incredible levels. I mean, they were super challenging. Like, most of them were fairly, straightforward, took a couple of tries, and of course the ones near the end were, way more challenging and fun to play through, like not super frustrating, which is always good.
Mario has those levels where it's like super frustrating.
I always think back to that 3D World. Like that last level in 3D World, that thing was brutal to get through. But yeah, I mean, what would you give this game out of 10 if you had to rate it? If you had to give it a review.
I mean, probably. I mean, I felt like the review scores were pretty on the point. Like I would say like a 9 out of 10 maybe. Like I don't think it's a perfect game. And the only reason why I'm even comparing it to Mario, because I've seen like some stuff on the internet about, I think it was IGN's Nintendo podcast. Like they were talking about, how can Mario learn from Astro Bot or take away from it? It's like Mario already did. It already kind of perfect. Like Astro Bot is taking cues from Mario. Like Astro Bot is a very great platformer, and it does some really unique things with the PlayStation's franchises, but it doesn't do anything, in my opinion, new in the 3D platformer kind of space. It does some cool things, but I don't think like, I don't think Nintendo is going to necessarily look at Astro Bot and say, yeah, we're going to copy this, because I mean, Mario doesn't need, in my opinion, to bring in Zelda and Link and Donkey Kong. Like they'll have that stuff. Maybe like they'll have some homages to that stuff, or like outfits. But like I don't think they're gonna have like themed levels. They might, and I would like that honestly. Like that would be cool. But I don't think Nintendo's gonna do that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I kind of agree on your 9 out of 10. I think. I mean, I don't have like a big connection to the history of PlayStation, and I've heard a lot of people kind of claim online like, oh, like I was tearing up at the finale, the last level, the credits level or whatever, and I was like, I didn't feel that emotion like whatsoever, but I thought it was a cool level. Like I really appreciated, what it was doing, and I felt that way like throughout the entire game, where like, you have these really great moments with the like the mascot characters. I can't remember what they call them, like what the actual term is for them.
Yeah, I mean,
I think there's a term for it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they have. Do they have a? I know they have like a. There's a bunch of different like regular Astrobots that you can get, and then you have like the ones that have like the little symbol on there, and they're all the different characters out of the universe, like all the PlayStation history. But yeah, I don't know the specific level names for like what they call the extra level at the very end to collect the PS5 component.
Yeah, we just call them like the character levels.
Yeah, that sounds right.
But like those were pretty incredible for the games that I'm familiar with, like God of War, Uncharted, and even Horizon. Like I don't have a big love for Horizon. I've only played the first game, but that level was really great.
Yeah, it was very cool.
That was very well done level. I think the God of War one was my favorite.
That was probably the best, and I think the most like in-depth one. I think like they had
right.
Yeah, because it was what, Ape Escape, which I've never played an Ape Escape game, so I couldn't tell you what that gameplay is like, but if it's kind of like that, then sure. So that one was cool, and then I don't even think when I got to the Ape Escape level, I don't even think I realized it was Ape Escape and it was a specific level for that. And then once I hit the God of War, I was like, oh, this is awesome.
They're doing this at the end of each world.
Yeah, because I was like, you save Kratos at the very end, and then his level. I'm like, oh, okay, so this is what they're doing at the end of each galaxy, whatever, but or world, but yeah, I think that's probably my favorite one. Like very very basic, in the combat, but just I don't know, seeing the little crevices where like the wolves and stuff were, and then collecting like the crow. Is it the crows? The green crows? Like that was so cool. Like they just did some really cool stuff with that specific level. Seeing like Jormungandr, the giant snake, the world serpent, like seeing that, like that was just so cool. Like that, yeah, that was definitely my favorite.
Yeah, and I do think that this game could stand alone without all the PlayStation stuff. Like I think the levels themselves are strong enough where they don't need to be carried by like those, the PlayStation Astro Bots or the like the hero levels. But I don't know. I really love this game. I think it's
a special game.
Just an incredible experience. Like I hate that it's not selling super well in Europe and Japan. We don't know the US numbers, but hopefully people like don't sleep on this game for too long and realize that you should play platformers, man. They're awesome.
Where are
like
all these PlayStation fanboys at, man? Where they at? They're always talking so much shit on the internet, but they can't hack a really great game.
Yeah, they've been hyping it up. I want to see the results.
Yeah, I mean this game is I like this game a lot. Hopefully they do some DLC, because oddly enough, like I know, and we had talked about it over text, but like Spider-Man isn't in the game. Like I don't think he even has a bot in the game. But I mean, licensing thing, it could have just been, it was either maybe too expensive, or they weren't allowed to do it. But you also said maybe DLC. So I mean that could be cool.
And I know this would never happen, but I think having, and this would probably be way beyond the scope of like a character level of what they would want to do, but like having some sort of Demon Souls level or a Bloodborne level where you have like a leveling system within that level.
That'd be so cool.
And like when you die, you like lose your progress or whatever, and you can like, I don't know, just swing a sword or something and level up throughout that individual level would be, or throughout that world would be super cool. I know they're not going to do it, but like there's a lot of different IP that I would love to see those character levels for.
Yeah.
Just like a little dip into that world, would be very cool.
And I am so surprised, and I think this is maybe just PlayStation trying to make Horizon as big as possible, but I'm so surprised there wasn't Last of Us. I mean, there was the characters in the game, but we didn't get like a themed level. I thought that would be like as much as
There's
they
the whole
release.
level with the fungi.
There was, and that's where they were in, but there wasn't. I was expecting like a themed level, and as many times as they put out The Last of Us Part 1, 2, remake, remaster, like they couldn't give us one more.
You know what I think?
One more thing in this game.
I think they had to choose between Uncharted and Last of Us just because both of them would be shooting levels.
Yeah, 2 shooting levels, 2 Naughty Dog games. Maybe that wouldn't be.
Oh yeah, and 2. Yeah, both of those are Naughty Dog.
And honestly, I think I prefer Uncharted over Last of Us, anyways. As a franchise,
translating that gameplay as well. I think it's more fun to translate to a game like this than Last of Us would.
Yeah. But and even like, and I think the thing I didn't realize until I started doing like the gacha machine is when you start getting like, because whenever you collect all the bots, like they each go into their own part of the hub world, and once you get the gacha machine, you can unlock like different items that they'll have or stuff like that. So yeah, just going finding the characters and then seeing them do cool like little things, in the hub, like finding Sam Porter from Death Stranding. He's got like the boxes stacked up, and if you hit him, he like wobbles. Like so freaking
a lot
awesome.
of love.
Yeah,
a lot of love put into this game, and just so much time spent on these little animations that like maybe only 10% of people will mess with, but yeah, just so much polish. Like this is like a Nintendo polish game. Yeah,
exactly.
Do you have a standout level or a couple of levels that were your favorite?
I'm trying to think, but I really like the casino level where you get like the time mechanic.
Oh,
I think that
and
really
like, throwing the cards out. Yeah. Like that was super cool.
Yeah, I thought that level was great. Obviously all the character ones I really did enjoy, because we had Ape Escape, God of War, Uncharted, Horizon, and what was the other one?
Loco
Roco. That one was really cool too.
Loco. Yeah, that was a fun one.
And I think wasn't there a Patapon level too? It wasn't like it wasn't like a themed one, but I think there was like a Patapon. They had like Patapon in it, which was cool.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, all the secret galaxy stuff ones I thought were really cool.
The one that flips between night and day.
That one was cool. Yeah.
The world flips by like 90 degrees. That one was sick. The shrinking one was obviously, I think that one was my favorite. That's one highlight. I would love to see an entire world dedicated to. Like that could be its own game.
And I guess it was in the trailer, I think, but I wasn't thinking about it. But yeah, whenever I got to that world and saw it, I was like, man, this is a really small level. And then you get the the ability, the mouse ability to shrink down, and then you can just start. Yeah. Once you're big again, you can like see all the little, and then you're just like, you want to explore. Like,
I'm so sad that one didn't have another level. Maybe they just didn't like have another idea for it.
Oh yeah, because that was the one. I think that was the only mechanic that didn't come back, right?
Yeah, I think so. Or no, did the sponge one? Did that one come back?
That one had unique as well. That one was cool.
Yeah, that was a good one. A lot of really cool mechanics.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like it was just one of those games where I just wanted to explore like every nook and cranny. And again, we talked about it last week, but just being something that maybe Mario can learn from it going forward is that mechanic of, once you beat the level, you can, unlock that little bird that, guides you to all the stuff that you missed. Because it is pretty easy to miss stuff. Like I'll get the one bot, and then, I'll go maybe 30 seconds to the level and I'll be on bot 4. I'm like, wait. I missed 2 bots? Where are they at? And then you go back and you look and you're like, oh my gosh, that's so smart. It was so hidden, but not at the same time if you just move the camera slightly. Like I love stuff like that. And then just being able to go into a level and get what you need, and you can just bail out once you beat it. So, such a
That is really
such a
nice.
smart idea.
Because
I
I
hope
can't help
all
but
collectathon games like that do that from now on, because that is such a nice feature.
yeah, I get that like sense of dread when I've skipped a bot and then I realize that I can't go back because the world behind me has changed.
Yeah,
I'm
some
like,
levels are
shit.
like that. Yep.
Yeah, it's only a handful that like have some kind of points of no return,
Yep.
but yeah, and then you have to go play through it. But like you said, you can just jump in and jump out.
Yeah.
Pretty seamlessly. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I really hope
there's a
this
lot
game
this
gets
game does right.
some DLC, because I would love, like you said, I would love to see at least a even though I'm not have a not so great time with Demon Souls. I would love to see something, a unique level out of that.
Mm-hmm.
Or like something like from Returnal or something like that. Ratchet and Clank, I'm
Like a
surprised
bullet hell game.
didn't get something. But that, I mean, that's also another, Naughty. Is that a Naughty Dog game? No, that's
Insomniac.
Insomniac. Um,
So
yeah, so
wow,
I'm surprised we
Insomniac.
didn't get Insomniac, something Insomniac. Um, but
Huh.
so I feel like they can either they still got a lot they can use to go into like an Astro Bot 2, or just give us some really good DLC. But one thing I will say about this game too is it really feels like it's an old school game, because it's a $60 game, which is fine. $70 might have been a little bit too much for this one. So $60, I'm glad it was $60, but there wasn't any sort of like play early type of deal. Spend $100 or whatever to play 3 days early, which is all these garbage games do nowadays.
Yep.
Which I hate. I mean, obviously it's an option, but it's like, come on, like how greedy can we get? It was just one release date,
It just came out.
fairly priced, I think. Great platformer. Like, yeah, it felt like an old school. No login when you have to get in. When you open the game and just play. Like, yeah,
Just play it, man. Yeah.
so simple, man.
What was your total? What was your total time spent in the game?
Probably 15 hours, maybe. I think.
Okay, I think I was around
Yeah.
around that, maybe 13 or 14.
Yeah, it was. I know it was definitely past 10, but yeah, I'm not sure. But also, and I know this isn't just Astro Bot specific, but now that I've been playing PS5 a lot this year, obviously because I just got one, but I think gaming might feel better on this, because I don't know about you, but whenever I'm playing stuff like Dark Souls, or other games where I'm trying to look up something on where to go or how to traverse this level, sometimes going on YouTube can be such a pain. Or if you're trying to find an IGN article, like, you have to like navigate through garbage, like, and usually I'm on my phone, so like you have to navigate like through this
ads
walkthrough and go through all the ads, and sometimes like the article, like the walkthrough itself is not put together well, or whatever. It's not IGN specific, but I love the feature where you can, if you're stuck on a specific part, like the game, I think it's called the game help or something like that, where someone can post a video in that area and show you how to do it, and it's like a 10-second, 15-second clip. It's not for every single game, but
it's cool.
Have you not seen that before?
I think I've seen it like playing, but I haven't really looked into it that much.
Okay, because I think I don't know if it was Astrobot or not, but maybe it was Wukong. But I was in a certain area. No, it was Astrobot. Yeah, it was Astrobot, because I was playing a level and I couldn't figure out how to do something, and I just hit on like the game help feature, and it just knew where I was at, and it popped up a video of how to complete this little puzzle to get the bot, and I was done in 15 seconds. I was like, this is incredible. I know it's not a new feature, but still,
that is really cool though. I mean, that's something I wish Xbox had.
Yeah, and I
maybe they do.
Yeah, and I think like just trying to, I don't know. I haven't used a ton of like the saving, the recording process on PlayStation, but I know Xbox, like you hold down the button, but I think you have to go in and pre-select what you want to do prior to actually saving it. And in PlayStation, you just hit the button, and then you can do like 5 minutes. Like you can do like 15 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute, 30 minutes, or like an hour. Like it's crazy how much you can record.
Wait, do you hit the like the PlayStation logo button?
Yeah, you hit the little no, you hit the little button to the left.
Oh, the share button.
Yeah, the share button, and then it'll pop up like a little thing on the bottom of the screen. And I'm sorry for people that have had PlayStations for 4 years, but this is all new to me. But yeah, it gives you like a decent tier, like a amount of pre-selects that you can do, anywhere from 10 seconds to like an hour if you want to. It's kind of crazy.
Okay, that's actually good to know. Because I just do the double click, and I think it does the last 30 seconds.
Oh, okay.
But that's good to know, because sometimes I wanted to record longer.
Yeah.
But
so, yeah, I know it's PlayStation, but
just features of a 4-year-old console.
Yeah, but I think that stuff is really, really smart. And it comes in handy in games like Astro Bot, where I don't really want to look up like a 5-minute video on YouTube and have to hear somebody talk about their life story. And it's like the same issue when you try to look up a recipe online and they give you 45 chapters of like, a family recipe that you're learning from your great grandma and why it's a specialty. It's like, bro, I just want to just give me the ingredients, man. Like I don't need to know.
Honestly, looking up any tutorials, like especially for house stuff, online, there's always a guy that has like this extraordinary monologue at the beginning. It's like I want to find like
10-minute video, dad, but 2 minutes is actually needed.
I want to find the dad that just has a 1 minute long video saying this is how you do it. Does it?
I think there's a guy on YouTube that does that. Like he's I think he made YouTube because I think it's gonna get real dark. I think his dad passed away when he was real young, so he didn't have that growing up. So he started a YouTube channel and kind of like
called like Dad Helps or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But anyways, Astro Bot is great. I thought that final sequence of the game, when you got every single like device known to man for PlayStation that's up there.
It's so dumb, but so cool.
So dumb, but so cool. Like, yeah, just seeing all the different PlayStations, and then I thought it was easily the best credit scene ever when you're jumping across like all the different memory cards and stuff. Like, oh, dude, it was so good, man.
Yeah. That was a fun.
And then the final like challenge level, not as hard as like a Mario in my opinion, but definitely
tough.
Steps up the challenge factor.
I kept getting caught on. There's like a purple guy near the end that like shoots the projectiles at you.
Yeah,
I kept getting sniped by him, and like once I got past him that first time, I was able to get through the rest of it, but kept dying at that point.
I struggled at the very end where you have to where they shoot out the buttons, the triangle, the
that
square.
That one I got first try.
Really? Yeah, I couldn't. I died so many times because I kept trying to jump between them, through them, and I couldn't time it right. But then once I got past, I think it was X. X was pretty easy because you could just go underneath it. But it was the triangle part that really hung me up. And then once I got to square and circle, I did it on my first try and got through it. But everything else, like I was just blowing through, like super easy. Once I played it like 5 or 6 times, like I was like practically speed running it. But speaking of speed run, I do think they do have an update coming out pretty soon where I think they're going to do like speed run challenges or something like that, or at least like time.
That'd be cool.
Stuff. So I may jump into that. There's like some leaderboards or something like that.
Because I know what is it? Astro's a Rescue? Wait, what was the launch one for PS5? Rescue Team, something like that.
Well, I think Rescue Mission was the VR one, right? And then Playroom was the one that came with.
Right. Sorry, Astro's Playroom. That one had some like leaderboard stuff.
Okay.
I need to
go back and play. I need to go back and play that and finish that.
Mm-hmm. You should.
Now that I'm
looking forward to the speedrun. Stuff, the challenge runs that they add.
I really hope, like I said, I mean, game came out, no battle pass and all that garbage, and no even season pass or anything like that. So I would look forward to playing some DLC for that stuff, because it's just going to be special. Like it's going to be it's gonna be really really awesome. So
yeah.
All right, Nick. Well, any last thoughts on Astro Bot? Definitely a I would say a game of the year contender for me. I don't know if it's gonna win for sure, but I think it's up there.
I think it's gonna be up.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be up there.
Did you expect that going into this game? Do you think you were gonna have those feelings going in?
Not really. I mean, I was afraid it was just kind of being overhyped.
Yeah.
By like all the reviewers that were just excited to have a PlayStation platformer that, carries the legacy of 30 years of PlayStation. But,
Yeah.
the game holds up by itself without any of that stuff. So I think it's great. I mean, yeah, it definitely surprised me.
I think it's funny that this year is probably PlayStation's best year of this console generation. And
You think so?
well, I mean, between Astro Bot, which is their first party game, Wukong,
Right.
Stellar Blade, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Helldivers 2. So 2 of those are first. Is Helldivers, is that first party? Do they own that studio?
I'm not sure if they do.
Okay. So yeah, I think it's kind of funny. Like, to me, probably one of their best years, and we don't have very much first party stuff. But hey,
and they didn't show up for it.
Yeah, and Black Myth, that's we still don't officially know if that's a timed exclusive or not, or a paid thing. I have no idea.
Right. I'm kind of glad that conversation died down.
Yeah.
I just that went on for too long. That whole debate. It was okay. Sorry, Helldivers 2 was published by Sony.
Okay.
But I don't think they own Arrowhead Game Studios.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, but yeah, I think it's been I can say that I am pleased to have purchased a PS5 this year.
Good.
I've gotten a lot of good playtime out of it for sure. Probably. I mean, I don't know. I've played a lot of Xbox too, but yeah, it's been a good. I think it's been a good year.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well that is gonna finish up our Astro Bot talk. Probably for good. I mean, unless we play some of that.
Yeah, unless they add something else,
speedrun stuff or some future DLC, something like that. So hopefully they do. But yeah, let's go on over to the news segment, which is very short. We'll touch on Starfield first. So they came out today, and mentioned that Starfield the expansion Shattered Space is going to be it's going to be on one planet. It's going to be like a curated kind of planet. So pretty. How are you feeling about this?
I'm like a 4 out of 10. Excited.
Okay, so no, you're not very excited at all.
Not super excited, and that can change. I know it comes out September 30th. I won't play it until late October at the earliest, just since I'll be gone for the first half of October. But
yeah, and you got Zelda. I mean, God, Zelda's freaking next week, dude. Next Thursday. That's insane.
I know. I keep forgetting it comes out on Thursdays now too.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna play it at the launch either. Starfield was just very underwhelming for me, to be honest. I didn't hate the game, but I just didn't find it to be super compelling. Although I did technically beat it like 4 times, but I just did like the very quick like new game plus kind of thing. So I enjoyed my time with it, but I didn't. Kind of the same thing with Fallout. Like I don't love sci-fi shooters from Bethesda, and I'm so afraid that I'm not going to enjoy the next Elder Scrolls if they don't kind of change up their habits with making these games. But that being said, like I am curious about this. Like if it's a handcrafted world, and it is, they're not going to send you all over the universe. Like I'm curious about it. I'm very curious about it.
Yeah,
hopefully it's good.
Yeah, I'm hoping for the best. I mean, I just don't know what else they could do. Maybe the story is really interesting, but I think the main problem with the game kind of revolved around like the core gameplay loop itself.
Yeah, for sure.
And I don't know what this expansion is going to do different. So we'll see. I'm not writing it off, but
yeah,
it is what it is. I know we I guess technically had the game through Game Pass and purchase like the play early thing. Do we get the DLC?
I don't know if we get this for free. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure. Let me see. Owners of the premium or constellation editions of Starfield get Shattered Space as part of their original purchase. Owners of the base edition can still purchase the premium upgrade for access to Shattered Space, plus other digital items. Blah blah blah. Is it $30?
I think we get it.
Well, no, because like the base game is just the regular one, and then there's the premium edition, which I think is $20 or $30.
But we bought that, right? Because we played early.
Oh, maybe I don't know. Maybe we do get it. I'm not 100% sure.
Hmm.
I mean, I would expect to have to pay for it. So I don't know. I'm gonna be curious about the reviews. I think there's one in gaming in general. I think, if you're excited about something, just play it. I don't think review scores are the end all be all. I mean, stuff like Stellar Blade, Wukong. I mean, so many different games have been in the 80s, and whatever. Like if a person wants to review a game in the 80s, I just don't think I think there's this stigma nowadays where if a game doesn't get like a 90 or above, it's bad. And I don't know when that started, but it's pretty frustrating.
It's around this generation.
Yeah. If it doesn't score like an 88 or above, like the game is bad. Which is not the case at all. There's been so many games that I've loved that are in the low 80s, high 70s. I'm a big Dragon Ball Z fan. Most of those games are, high 70s, low 80s,
right in that area,
maybe even lower than like a high 70, like 75, something like that. So, and I've put, like the Dragon Ball Z Kakarot game, like I have 100 hours in that game. Ridiculous, absurd amount of time in that game, but I love it so much, and I know it's flawed. And that's okay. I don't need that game. I mean, would I prefer it to be a 90 plus? Sure, but that doesn't take away my enjoyment of the game.
Your
and
love
I think,
for it. Yeah,
I think that's what people got to do. Is just like they're interested in the game. Maybe use some reviews. As a starting point. But if it gets bad reviews too, like whatever. If you're curious about it. So yeah, Starfield. it looks interesting. And then we're going to end the show on Switch 2 rumors. They have started to cycle up again. The internet
once again
thinks that this thing is happening. The Switch 2 announcement is happening this week. Like we're going to get the announcement tomorrow, and then Wednesday we'll get like the direct or whatever. So, and I kind of believe it. I think that this is kind of, I know it's right before Zelda. So like, I know a lot of people are like September, October. So if they wait until Zelda's done, I get that.
But it's always going to be right before one game.
Exactly.
If it was October, it'd be before Mario Party.
And I don't think announcing the Switch 2 is going to take away from sales for Zelda. You're either going to get Zelda or you're not. So yeah, I think it's going to happen. And
I think having this revealed before Tokyo Game Show and then going in with something Switch 2 related there is a pretty big move. And if it were to happen this week is the week it would happen, right? Like I don't think they would do anything next week.
No.
Maybe sometime after Tokyo Game Show, but like it's either going to be this week or it's just going to be sometime in October.
Yeah.
But I'm feeling it, man. I think it could happen.
We're tangled
up.
I think
they got their
we're entangled up.
They got their we're entangled up. They got their bundle out of the way this morning. Announced that Mario Kart 8 for everybody.
Can we I'm okay with the bundle, like not discounting it, but like God, can we please get some other kind of bundle? Just
when people stop buying Mario Kart.
I mean, I know other I think like other Walmart's probably going to have like some sort of other bundle too. But and if like, gosh, this is literally like the seventh time in a row, like 7th year in a row they've done a Mario Kart bundle. It's insane,
and it's gonna do great. It's gonna do insane numbers again.
I guess.
But
I guess.
I mean, this one has the OLED model.
At least that one's bundled in.
And a year of Nintendo Online.
So I know there's some stuff on Family Boards. I don't know if you have to pay for Family Board, but you either have to pay for it or you have to create an account. I'm not going to do that.
But member or something like
specifically, that. It started that the Switch 2 production has started somewhere in China, according to a translation. They don't know exactly where. But that it is it's slightly bigger than the Switch 1 overall, which I think the OLED was about the same size. It was just the bezel was bigger. So the actual unit itself is going to be bigger with smaller bezels. And there's going to be black and white Joy-Cons, apparently. Again, this is all grain of salt, whatever. That's pretty black and white. That's pretty cool. And then it's said to have a the Switch logo with a 2 right beside it, slightly bigger. So cool. Switch 2. I think we've been saying that for years now at this point. I feel like that name makes the most sense according to all the reports and rumors about the Switch 2 being just kind of an iterative piece of machine, versus being revolutionary. It's not going from the GameCube to the Wii, that type of thing. It's just, it's a sequel console, which is totally fine. Makes sense. I think that's what people want.
And it's a clear name. It avoids any confusion.
Yep.
Yeah, if you were to call it Super Nintendo Switch, which I think is a great name, that could lead to some confusion of, well, is this a half step? Is it a full new console with exclusive games? Whereas Switch 2, you know what it is. Games coming out for Switch 2, you can't get it on the original Switch.
Yeah, I just think they've had such a bad naming convention for so long. Like, I mean, the new Nintendo 3DS, like that's not very good. Obviously the Wii U was a disaster. Just not have been great with their names. And I think, again, the Switch is so popular, and I think right now that the handheld market is so vast. Like that's what people want right now is handhelds, whether it's a Switch or Steam Deck or a ROG Ally, ROG Ally, or whatever. There's so many on the market now. If we can get something that's $400, I think that's the perfect pricing point. Really stick it to PlayStation with their $700 PlayStation Pro. I think Nintendo was probably like, yes, like that's so expensive.
Like, yeah.
Nintendo typically doesn't have very expensive consoles. Like $350 is usually like the highest they go. So I think they can get away with $400. And I think that's a fair price. I think going from $350 right now for the OLED to $400, I think that's totally fine.
Yeah. What are the odds it's $500?
I don't know. I feel like that's going to be a little bit too expensive for what Nintendo wants to do, unless they do 2 SKUs. Like if they have a $500 SKU and something different, like either a dockless SKU, or maybe they have a SKU that can't be on the TV or something like that, like a light. I don't know.
Okay.
Like a light, but just as powerful. Like I don't think they're gonna have like a separate power thing, like the Series S and X. But
yeah, I think they would do like a light later, because then you could potentially get new customers, and then those double dipping as well.
Yeah, and that's the rumor too, is like it's not gonna have OLED, so it's like it's kind of a bummer because the OLED is so nice.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen in a few years, but whatever.
As long as the screen is better than the LCD on the Switch, which I mean I know it would be, because the technology is a lot better.
1080p screen, like 1080p LCD screen. I think it'll look just fine.
Yeah, I think it'll be fine, but I think it could happen. This Tuesday,
10 a.m.
tomorrow, today, maybe when you're watching this, you never know. So let us know if we're wrong, but I mean, if this were to happen, and they were to reveal it, what games do you think they would showcase alongside it?
I don't know. You know,
I mean, I think Prime 4 definitely. I think they would show just graphically how that could look on the Switch 2.
I think they're going to show. I think, with how disastrous the PlayStation reveal was, and just showing off old games, like 4-year-old games at this point, and showing nothing new. I think they may. I think they're going to focus on maybe Prime 4. Maybe they'll announce the next Mario, which would be insane. They may have a cut of like someone playing Tears of the Kingdom or something like on the Switch, which I think is totally fine. But as long as they have new stuff showing off, I think it's good. Prime 4, I think Prime 4 is definitely going to be there. New Mario.
I think Mario would be there too.
Yeah. Mario's got to be like a launch game, I think. I mean, God, it'll be 8 years before we've had a new one, like a mainline one. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that they could show. And obviously they can show off stuff that's not going to be launch style. It could be launch year or launch 3-month window or something like that. So, but yeah, I think Mario and Prime 4 would show off the best. What about you?
Because Prime 4 is the graphical showcase, and then of course Mario is the crowd pleaser.
Yeah,
I think they could show a new Mario Kart as well.
Show Elden Ring running on that baby. Oh God,
I mean, that'd be huge. Like, yeah, really any big third party games, showing those running
which
as well.
I assume will be there. Some major third party game,
right? So showing like like Monster Hunter Wilds, running on the Switch too. Like maybe some 2025 games.
Yep.
I don't know. I think there's a lot of opportunity there. Maybe Final Fantasy VII remake, like some Square games, getting those launching around the title. I know Square is looking to shy away from the console exclusives going forward, so maybe we get remake and Rebirth on the Switch too.
They'll show off Wind Waker and Twilight Princess.
Yeah, maybe.
That'd be such a middle finger.
The water has never looked better.
The water has never looked better.
I think they could.
Yeah.
I think those could be like the next Zelda games to come out.
Yeah.
Between like the mainline Zelda.
That would be a very hilarious launch title game package, whatever. Yeah.
It's funny because like that almost makes sense. Like, we just got, well, not just, but we got both of those games on the Wii U back in 2013 and 2015. It would make sense for it to skip the Switch and then come out on the Switch too. But I recognize that so many Wii U games were ported over to the Switch.
I think that's why so many people expected it. And I played them on the Wii U, and I don't necessarily need to play them immediately, but it would be cool just to have them on there. And maybe like Xenoblade Chronicles X, like I feel like that could be like a cool graphical showcase as well. Getting that running. That's also another Wii U game that didn't make it over. So we got some options.
Man, I'm excited. I'm really excited for the possibilities.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
I think it's time.
It is. It's been time.
It was time 6 months ago.
Yeah, it was time. Yeah, and again, I didn't need to know that there was an internal delay, not fellow, but leakers. Like I didn't need to know that. But whatever, it is what it is. All right, guys. Well, we hope you enjoyed this podcast. I'm gonna hopefully I can get everything edited right with the issues we had earlier.
Yeah. So if not, we can just start with the Astro Bot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, at least we didn't get deep into Astro Bot before everything started messing up. But yeah, hopefully everyone enjoyed this episode. Please leave us a review on your favorite podcasting platform of choice. Is always greatly appreciated. You could.
Here's one question for you.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. You go ahead and finish.
Okay, I was gonna say you can message the show if you have any questions for us that you guys want us to answer live. How did you like Astro Bot overall? You can follow us on TikTok, Twitter, all that good stuff. All that stuff is in the description. So give us a follow wherever you choose. And Nick, what were we gonna ask?
I was gonna say Plucky Squire comes out tomorrow. Are you excited for that one?
I am very, very excited for that. Yep.
I haven't seen any reviews yet. I'm assuming those.
I have not either. I looked at it this morning. So maybe it's just one of those games that just didn't get out early, or maybe the embargo is not until the day of. Because normally Metacritic tweets out like when stuff is going to go live. I never saw anything.
Hopefully that's not a bad sign, but it is an indie game, so
yeah. I think that game's understandable. I think that game's going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm picking that up, and then Thursday? Yeah, Thursday, Dead Rising's coming out, which I'm looking forward to. Hopefully that game reviews pretty well. And then we got Echoes of Wisdom coming out next week, and then Silent Hill the week after that, and yeah, it just keeps going on and on. So we're in the thick of it.
Yeah, it never ends.
Never ends. And then how do you feel about Dragon Age? Are you excited about that, or you just need to see more?
I need to see. I mean, I'm kind of iffy on it, to be honest. But I'm not a huge Dragon Age guy. Same, I know you played a couple of them.
I played the first one. That's all I played. And I think I beat it too. But yeah,
I wanted to play Inquisition, but never did.
It's on Game Pass. I never got around to doing it. I think it was just one of those games where at the time I just didn't want to do like a big open world or like big RPG kind of experience, and then it came and went on Game Pass, and then obviously those types of games came out, and I ended up playing them anyways. So whatever. But yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we'll be back next week with some thoughts on Plucky Squire, maybe some Dead Rising, maybe some Switch 2. It's heating up, baby.
We believe.
All right, guys. Well, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.